scholars, especially in a particular branch of study, especially the humanities. So today, we are going to share with you some of public speaking scholars that have inspired and give large impact to the world, which are Saidina Abu Bakr, Abraham Lincoln, and Malala Yousafzai.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Today we are going to share with you some of public speaking scholars that we inspired and give large impact to the world, which are Saidina Abu Bakr, Abraham Lincoln, and Malala Yousafzai. Hang on tight, we got to go!
Hello, hi. So we will talk about Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. So Abu Bakr as-Siddiq is the first Khalifah in Islam after the death of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Obviously, people called him as as-Siddiq because he would always say yes to Rasulullah in any matter or situation. And his contributions toward the glory of Islam is very significant. He sacrificed most of his belongings and properties just for the sake of Islam and his people. And after his death, he had left nothing to his family. And last but not least, we can see that Abu Bakr as-Siddiq also joined several wars such as Aridah War, which fight against apostate people who refuse to pay zakat.
Sayyidina Abu Bakr is known for his frank and honest character, and he been called Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. In his first sermon as a first caliph, his humble character is shown as he told the audiences that he was not the best, and he allowed the audiences to correct him if he was doing mistakes. He convinced the audiences to obey him as long as he obeyed to Allah and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He also advised to the audiences that the truth is trust and while lying is treacherous. And then he also using gentle words during his speech and avoid using the words that carry the meaning of insult and threats. He also used gentle words to create deep impression in the audiences. So no doubt he was the first caliph after Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Next is Abraham Lincoln as a speaker. Have you ever wondered what Lincoln looked or sounded like when he gave a public speech? He spent many years polishing his speaking abilities from his youth to his presidency.
His life in politics gave him hundreds of opportunities, as did his 25 years law career. Among the methods he used in public speaking are mannerism and persuasion. First one is mannerism of Mr. Abraham Lincoln. On rising to address the jury or crowd, he quite generally placed his hand behind him, making them feel respected and honored. Also, he used his hands, especially his right hands, uses his head, giving great deal in speaking in order to be more empathy and to drive the idea home. Was clear in his ideas, simple in his words, strong, terse and demonstrative. He spoke and acted to convince individuals and masses. He did not gesticulate so much, yet it is true that every organ in his body was in motion, acted with ease, elegance, and grace. All these manners influenced the audience, making him being respected and honorable person.
Next is persuasion. He will be doing injustice to his speech to endeavor to give a sketch of it. It was replete with good sense, sound reasoning, and irresistible argument, and spoken with that perfect command and of manner and matter which so eminently distinguish the Western orators. A large meeting was held in Devon Park on Saturday evening to hear the speech of Mr. Lincoln, and we have never seen an audience held for so long a time in the open air to listen to an argumentative speech. The speaker was calm, clear and forcible, constantly referring to the indisputable facts and drawing conclusions for them. Mr. Lincoln spoke nearly 2 hours, and we believe he would have held his audience had he spoken all night. full and packed with useful information.
Next, we also choose Malala Yousafzai, a Pakistani activist for female education and the youngest Nobel Prize laureate, as one of our public figures in this era nowadays. So, we can learn so many techniques in her public speaking. The first one is the practice. Malala knew that for this one moment in time, the eyes and ears of the world would be focused on her. She was not reading text for the first time. She was not winging it. There is no question that Malala had practiced the speech countless times. It showed. And the second one is preparation. There are too many powerful lines to mention. It is because the preparation that went into this address was extensive and there was no extraneous information. Malala knew this was her opportunity to deliver a powerful message and prepared with that in mind. Thirdly, call to action. In fact, several direct calls to action. We call upon was the beginning of 6 sentences in her public speaking. Fourthly, pausing. There was no disfluency in Malala's address. None. Why? She employed strategic pausing that helped to root out disfluency and also added to the power of her delivery. Key pauses were employed throughout.
Besides, Malala using chunking method in her speech. Malala delivering her speech from a written document. Even though they are written document, Malala only looked down once. She looked down at her written speech, captured a chunk of what come next, pause, look up and deliver it. By utilizing chunking method, Malala was able to make eye contact with the audience. The eye contact is needed to convey her confidence in the speech. Next, Malala is a great example of the proper utilization of both volume and pitch. Correct volume and pitch can draw listeners' attention to words or phrases that are more important than others.
So that's all from us. Thank you.